Hello, YouTube. How's it going? I should change the title of the stream on Twitch as well. It's going to be a pretty assorted night, I'm guessing. So let's just call it Coding Laravel Stuff. A new project, hopefully. And now we just need to send an alert. And I'm going to put this image right here. There you go. That's Discord. Check. And now let's go over to the Twitterinos. Actually, I'm going to move this over here because I can't see the stream. That's better. I'm telling you, my timeline on Twitter probably knows something that I need to see Laravel encoding stuff because this is the first thing I get like 80% of the time. Hey Liam. Really cool human being. And where's the oh shoot, did I close them? Yeah, I did. Close the window. I usually take care of this before I start, but it got late today. Just finished dinner and I didn't look at the time. So we're gonna do it live. And that's Twitch. I'm sorry, Twitter. And finally, the blue skis. And blue ski done so. All right, we're done with the updates. Now we can begin. For that, I'm gonna need this thing on. Let me see if it works. It's a little bit finicky. If I do this, are you gonna work? Yes, you are. But is my monitor going to work? Yes, you are. Nice. First try. Mouse. Yes, my mouse. I was downloading something earlier. Hopefully it's there already. Downloads. Pay no attention to this. Android Studio. Hell yeah. It's been a slow. Oh, an update because it's been a week. Last time I tried to install Linux, I tried to go with Fedora, and that was a very enraging experience. Probably because I was doing something very wrong, or no, that's pretty much it. I don't know why Valet, the Valet Linux package did not want it to work with the Remi repository for Fedora, the one that you use to install PHP versions, multiple versions, and it just would not find the FPM configuration files. I tried for hours, days even. I spent a whole weekend, almost a whole weekend, trying to make it work. Could not do it. In the process, I even pretty much bricked my entire Windows half of the machine. I don't know what I did, but Windows is gone. I'm full Linux, no dual booting, no nothing. And but still, I tried, could not do it. So at the end, I just gave up and installed Ubuntu instead, and it worked. First try, no problems. So yeah, I don't know if I did something differently or it just plays nicer on Ubuntu or is more standard. I have no idea. But I am in Ubuntu now. Try to make it a little bit pretty in these days. I've been using it for about a week. Not fully yet. Still have things that I still need to do on my Mac machine, but I'm getting there. I'm getting more comfortable with the key bindings and the whole environment. I'm still getting used to it, but I'm learning slowly but surely. And hopefully we'll be able to just work on Linux the whole time today. I think we'll see how it goes. If at some point I need something from Mac, I will just switch. What I want to do first is the next project I want to work on. I don't even know what it's going to be about. Haven't had a chance to think about it much, but I do know that I want it to be a native PHP project somehow. Hamad, how you doing? Welcome back. Always nice to see you. Douglas, good evening. Tuto, Ubuntu with GNOME is an awesome distro. It's my choice. I'm running Ubuntu. I'm running 25.4. Is 25? Yeah, I'm running 25.4. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Am I wrong? Where do I check my distro version? Where do I get my distro version? How can I see my distro version? Because I think it's 25.4, but I'm not sure. About? Where is about? Oh, here. 25.4, yeah. So yeah, I want to make a native PHP project, and two, I wanted to revolve around push notifications somehow. Don't know yet. We're gonna think about it. I do have a vague idea of what could be, but we're gonna spitball some ideas after I get this done. I'm going to install Android Studio on Linux, make sure I can install native PHP, and compile and run an application locally. Is no LTS? Yeah, I guess
The
I was
stream is
not
now paused for ads.
too worried about that. I just wanted the latest version. Long support. Yeah, I know. I made the trade off. To be honest, I wasn't too worried about long time support or LTS or anything. I just wanted the latest version. So I just looked the higher number and clicked download. I'm gonna take a small break to wait for ads. Over on Twitch, YouTube, you're fine. You not? You think? Hmm. Why is my second screen not? Are you frozen? Oh, interesting. I could not click on it. Why do you think it's better from the store and not from the official Android Studio page? Because that's gonna set me back a lot of megabytes. Void coding or vibe coding? Void coding seems ominous. It'll be like not coding, coding into the void. Imagine that. If you mean vibe coding, I am going to try vibe coding. I am having a blast using Claude with Laravel Boost. So yeah, we're going to try some vibe coding. Mainly, I want to use. My thought process would be first come up with an idea that is centered about um, push notifications in native PHP. I do have a slight idea, but we're gonna develop it a bit more. We're gonna use Claude to make a product requirement a PRD, so that we can then give that to Claude Code and come up with something to get started. Yeah. Automatic updates and facility to manage and snaps. Here's the thing though. I don't have infinite bandwidth, and that thing is big. So I'm going to do this. I already downloaded it from Android. Okay. I'm going to try it from this package. If I have problems, then I'll just move on to the new project ID and PRDs and come up with a new project, and I'll just download the thing off screen from the App Store. So we're gonna risk it for the biscuit first, and if that doesn't work, we'll go with the App Center. Because I don't want to download this again. It's 1. What? 1.5 gig. That's awfully a lot. I'm probably not. Probably not. I am not comfortable enough for using React. And I'm thinking about speed also. And if I want to author the code that the Claudio code spits out, I want to be comfortable with that code, and I'm not there with React. So I'm probably going to go with my favorite, Livewire. So it'll be Livewire with Laravel and all of that in native PHP. Also, I might also use, this is not native, but I might also need a filament for admin panel at some point. Yeah, it's heavy is an understatement. 1.5 gigs. Jesus Christ, that's a chunky boy. Chunky boy. See what happens. All right. I did try Flutter once, exactly once. I got kinda further for like I managed to make a small project with it, compile it, run it, and it. I'm not gonna lie, it was a pretty good experience. But I, for some reason, I just never touched it again. It was years ago, probably 10 years ago, more. So yeah, the stars didn't align for me on apps in the app store. So, but I have tried it, and it is a good tool. Honestly, I do have fond memories. I was expecting an installation thingy. Instructions. Unpack the Android Studio distribution archive that you downloaded where you wish to install the program. We will refer to this location as your installation home. Oh. So this probably is not my installation home then. I don't want it on downloads. Where do I put it? Hmm. Maybe I should just put it on home. Nothing wrong with that. To start the application, open a console. Got it. And then cd into installation home bin. So cd Android Studio bin and type studio.sh. Logo, no, new, new. Welcome. Next. Standard, yes. Will instead the most common settings options. Yep. Okay, so we have the standard folder, Android SDK on my home folder. Is going to download 2.3 I hate this. I'm not gonna do this on stream. It's going to chug the stream completely, and I don't want that. I am going to run this on my own. I know my connection, and as soon as I hit next, OBS is going to cry for help. Mm. I should have thought about this before. It's all right. I'll do this later. Okie dokes. Choose custom to save down some downloads. The thing is, I don't want to save some down. I want the standard one because if I'm for some reason I'm missing something, then I'm gonna feel it, or missing something that native PHP is going to need later. I'm going to feel it, and I won't know. I'm not gonna know what it is. So I'm just gonna eat the download off screen so that I don't disturb the connection. Unfortunately, I do have a decent connection, but not that good. I can't do two things at the same time. Not that big. It's all right. We'll just try and come up with the project idea for now. How do we do this? Think. Oh, dear God. Sorry, flashbang. Can we make this? There is. Preferences, theme, dark. Thank you. All right. Main idea is I want something that revolves about push notifications. So, usually when I think about push notifications, I think about a user that registers to a website to get something out of that at a later point, something that I want to be aware of at a later point when I'm not looking at the app. So we're probably going to need a registration form of some kind. I don't know why the idea keeps revolving in my head about something that has to do with jobs, right? The idea would be I register to a website to look for jobs, specifically technology or programming jobs. The registration form of the value as I see it is I would get push notifications of available jobs in my area. Hi, Ryzen. How you doing? Welcome in. So yeah, main idea is a jobs website that the user can register in, and the value of registration is that you provide your area or your zip code maybe, and we can then send push notifications if a publisher of some kind. We're gonna have publishers that post jobs. So if a publisher publish a job in an area where the user registered, or an area that is near the user, then we're gonna send a push notification to those users and bring them back to our website and then to the publisher's job. We could have many publishers posting jobs at the same time. So the way that we could decide on who do we show the job for, it's like we could make it like an audit, not an audit. I'm forgetting the word. A bidding process. But not so much as a bidding process, but also tied to some kind of weight or percentage. Say, for example, we have uh, publisher A, publisher B, and publisher C. All of them are competing to have their jobs seen by users, right? And let's say that this publisher is going to pay us, I don't know, 20 cents for every click, for every user that we send to them, right? Maybe this one is going to pay us, I don't know, 15 cents. And that's our daily bot. And maybe this other one is going to be 25 cents, right? This could not even be limited to a publisher, but the job posting. But for simplicity's sake, let's just say the publisher itself is going to pay that for, hey, we're going to pay you if you send users to our job posting, right? They need eyes on those job postings. So our job is to gather user data and just provide those postings to users, and we're gonna get some cut out of it, right? The way I see this is whoever pays the most So it'll be like a um, let's say, so we have a mix of three publishers. What we could do is say, okay, if this one's going to pay us 25 cents, we are going to send so I don't know. I'm going to come up with a number. Maybe 70%. There's got to be some math around this, but let's say we're going to send 70% of the people who we send push notifications to. So this one's going to get maybe 20%, and this one's going to get only 10%, something like that, right? So that amounts to 100% of the audience that we have for jobs. Meaning that whenever we have a new whenever we're going to send a notification to a job, first of all, it's got to be in the area of the user. So this all of these have to be in the same area. And if we have publishers in the same area competing for that view, we're going to say, okay, we're going to choose from a mix using a weighted selection, a random selection with some weight, meaning that most likely it's going to go to the highest bidder, but the others are not going to be left out either. So it's going to be like a percentage, a weighted percentage for the view. Oop. Where's the R? There. Where is the zoom? Oh, here. Control plus or minus. Oh, that's not. Oh. So it's going to be a registration form first and foremost. That's the main goal, is to have someone register so that we can later show them jobs from publishers, and we get paid for each click, right? And maybe the way that we the way that we make a profit out of this is that we can have, we're not gonna really have this, but we're gonna have a system in place for, we're gonna pretend that that is the case. So for example, we can have a Google campaign, Google Ads campaign, right? The idea being that we are going to post our own ads via Google Ads promoting our website, and we're going to spend, I don't know, maybe try to target somewhere around at least 7 cents per click, right? Try to get, try to pay Google at most 7 cents. This is 70, by the way. Around 7 cents a click, so that when we sell that, we make a profit. So we get traffic coming in, paid for, and then we sell that to users that are, that hopefully providing some value to those users that registered. And on providing that value, we also get a margin of that. Why did the music stop? What happened? Hey Dono, how you doing? Welcome in. So this is how I see it. We're going to need, let's start lighting out the things that we probably need. So we're going to need an admin panel. Then the admin panel, we will be able to create publishers. Yeah, we're going to create publishers. Those publishers are going to have job postings, but the publisher itself is not going to create the post. They're just going to give us a link to the post that they want advertised. Or we could just give them the option to, no, we probably want control over that. Yeah, no, we're going to control the job postings. We're just going to ask for, hey, what's the link and what's the job description, short job description, so that we can have it in our system. And how much are we going to get for it?
The stream is now paused for ads.
All right, let's take a quick break. I'm just trying to outline, I had an idea. So I don't know, basically. I want to make a project revolving around a mobile app with push notifications. And I had this idea of a job posting website, right? Where the user can register, and the value of the registration is that the user can get alerts via push notification about jobs posted on their area. And then I went the route of, okay, how are we going to post those jobs? And then I come up with, oh, maybe we have job publishers, people who have job postings and they want to show those to as many people as possible. And one of those avenues could be that they can pay us for views, right? If we have an audience of people registered and waiting to see jobs, then we can charge for those, right? We can just say, hey, how much would you pay me if I send you people to your job posting? So that's the idea of publishers, the registration form, and the value behind the registration form, which is alerts via push notifications to the things that the users are looking for, right? On that note, if we're going to have that system, then I probably want to have control over what job postings are going to be in my available for the user. So if a person is going to pay me, I'll just ask, okay, do you have a link for the job that you want me to send people to? Give me the link, give me maybe a short description of the job, and how much are you going to pay for that view? And that will be on a filament version for admin panel. If we want to have a way of bringing traffic in, maybe via a Google Ads campaign where we can pay for some traffic into our website, gather an audience, and then sell that audience, sell that audience views, and in the process make some kind of a margin. So it's looking for, I'm paying this much, I'm selling it for this much, I get to keep this amount. That's that'll be the whole idea, right? Trying to come up with something that is like a real scenario, right? A real business. But also, not only being a business, but also providing some kind of value to the end user, which is a job in this case. We might have to think about also some sort of statistics. Things that we can think about is how many users are registering, how many people are clicking on our ads on whatever campaign we have. So some kind of landings, maybe. I think that's what they called landings. So basically, views that or people that are coming in our website. How many people of those people? How many are there? How many are they registering? So we need a way to compare those two numbers to see maybe some kind of conversion tracking to see if we are being effective at capturing the interest of a user. So landings, registrations, and clicks, which would be the click out to publishers, right? In order to see, okay, maybe we have a publisher give us a job, and that job is not, people are not interested in that. So we might be able to bid a little bit lower on the payout, right? If people are not interested, maybe it's not that valuable, so maybe we don't show it to as many people, and instead we choose the one that people are clicking the most. So some kind of statistics. Again, this is all under a filament pan. What else can we think of? Let's think about then the mobile app, right? The mobile app is going to have basically trying to think what, because a mobile app should not be just about the form. There should be some kind of content also, so they can browse, and if they don't find something that they like, then we use the push notification alert to bring the user back with something valuable if they didn't find it first. Maybe we just use the content would be the publisher, the jobs that the publisher are posting, but instead of competing for the push notification view, they're just competing for the post registration view instead. We could try some. This is a wild idea, but I've never done this in the past. We could try and have some kind of scrape. Just throwing it out there. Maybe we have some kind of just something for the user to see after registration, plus some feature, because if we're gonna get paid for this one, this ones should be the feature postings, and maybe we should have some scrape jobs for content, right? Something that is related to the user interest, but not, we're not getting really paid for any of it, but we're enticing the user to see this list of jobs and register for um, then register for notifications. What I don't know if the list of jobs comes after or before the registration, which would be the less scummy way to do it. If I were a user looking for jobs, I would probably want to just browse first, and if I and then leave the registration as an option, not something that you are required to do. You are required to register if you want to see the paid ones. How do we structure that? Because the user is not really paying anything, it's just offering their personal information for some value. The only reason I kind of want to do this is because I've never built a. I know there are ways to do it, but I've never built like a web crawler, like a scraper, where we can choose a website and then scrape information out of that website, just titles, links, etc. Maybe icons. I don't know. I want to see if I can do it though. It'll be interesting. Actually, let's take a look at some examples. Let's see how are people doing it on the web. Uh, First thing that comes to mind is Indeed. This is interesting. They right away offer you the ability to socially log in. I don't know if I don't know how to do that, but it'll be interesting to see if it's achievable. Like auto social login. This is in Spanish, by the way. Can I change this to English? Yeah. How do they do this? How do they do that kind of pop up? I'm going to look into it. I don't know. Maybe remote developers. New York. Only one? Really? Oh, they have a listing here. Okay. They don't really look for registration. I think the value of the of Indeed is mostly a resume. So it's not really the inspiration that I'm needing. Let's check ZipRecruiter. Again, with the pop-up. Ah, there. That's something that that's kind of what I was thinking of. Sign up to get job alerts. So we have a search first. Let's say uh, New York. We could have some kind of distance as well. I was thinking there is a very easy way to get geo search or geo queries with MySQL. I don't know if SQLite has it too, but MySQL, I know there is a way to get geo search, but we could try something similar. And again, let's look for Laravel developers or PHP developer. But this is the added value then. This is why people would want to register to get notifications right into your mobile app. Nothing found. Great. Hmm. All right. We could. I think that's pretty much as requirements go. If we want to start right away and not make things too complicated from the beginning, I think this is good enough. I don't know if the scrape jobs is going to go in from the start, but I do want to look into it, see if there's an easy way. Well, not easy, but something that could be done via PHP to scrape job listings out of somewhere. Or if we just need to create a feed of a few job postings on our own just to have something to show up. We'll see. I am interested in finding out if this is viable. But as admin panel goes, we are going to need to have publishers, job postings with links, descriptions, and how much is the price for each click. We're going to need some kind of statistics in the dashboard where we can see people, how many landings on our website we have, how many of those landings are registering, and how many of those registrations are actually clicking on the publisher links. And as far as mobile app goes, we're going to have a simple mobile app with a search bar for looking up jobs and a call to action for the user to sign up and receive the main value of the app, which is push notifications using native PHP. Let's try and create a first draft of a product requirements document, which is the thing that usually takes the most time out of me. But since we have, oh, what happened to the camera? Oh, dear Lord, what's going on? I am certain I am all of a sudden at 5 frames per second. What is going on? One sec. Okay, we're back to the 60 frames per second. What the hell was that? This is weird. All I did was I unplugged the camera and plugged it back in. Magic. It happens sometimes. I don't know why. So yeah, let's try to put in some words about the app into Claudio Code, not Claudio Code, Cloud AI, and see if we can come up with the first draft for the product requirements document outlining what we need. We're probably going to add stuff to it or modify it in some way in the next few weeks, depending on how things look, whether it's too complicated or not. But it is always good to have something to begin with. So let's try this. All right. So, a mobile app for job seekers. We're gonna have. I'm gonna snooze these ads so that we can have some time. Snoozed. Job seekers. That provides job listings and featured job postings from job publishers. Also a registration form so the user can get job alerts using push notifications. An admin panel to create job postings for publishers and statistics like landings, registrations, and job posting clicks. I think that's mainly the bird's eye description. Outline the technology stack right away. Actually, first let me look for something real quick. SQLite geo search. Let's see if that's a thing or not. Looks like it's only available via extensions, and I don't like that. Well, MongoDB. I don't like it.
There's got to be a way to do it, but I'm not going to worry about it. I know there is a way to do it without plugins and only using SQL, but we are going to go with SQLite for this application, not SQLite, MySQL. Simple there.
The stream is now paused for ads.
Quick break.
Shoot. Go. What else do we need in the admin panel? I don't know if we should. I think we should create an API for the mobile app to contact and gather job postings and also select. No, yeah, just job postings. Yeah. Yeah, we need an API backend. I think we're gonna go with Firebase is the most popular option available. I think that covers it. We're gonna edit this anyway, so what do we need for the mobile app? I'm gonna tell him it's a PWA just so it doesn't think it's like native
I'm gonna make it native, but Claudio doesn't know about native PHPs just yet. So let's just say it's a PWA. PWA? Is that SPA? Jesus, why? SPA, single page app. What was I thinking with PWA? Brain, are you okay? So, a Jesus, prominent search bar. And registration. Handy. Any code. Focus only on a detailed BRD document that covers all requirements as outlined. And hit it. See what comes out of this. I've created a comprehensive product requirements document for the job seeker mobile app that covers all the requirements you specify. The document is instructed to provide detailed specifications for both the admin panel and a mobile SPA components. I'm not going to read through all of it. I'm going to review it and assess if we need to change something down the road. My idea is that we are going to build this bit by bit. We're not going to try and vibe code the whole thing at once because that'll be crazy. We're going to try and build one feature at a time. And we're going to reference the product requirement documents in order to provide then detailed prompts to Claudio Code later on. So I'm going to review that thing and see if it needs any changes. But just at a glance, it seems very detailed. I saw a few things there. Maybe it added some details to the data that we have to collect for jobs. I think I saw something about categories in industries, etc. But all in all, it's a very long, detailed document, which is good to have when you had nothing 15 seconds ago. So this is a good step in the right direction. I don't know yet, but at least it's one step ahead. And we are going to probably, let's start vibe coding next week. Not next week, no. Wednesday. Let's try and vibe code something on Wednesday. Probably starting with the admin panel. I'm going to download the Android Studio and have it ready so that we can try and set up the mobile environment with native PHP before we begin. And yeah, we're going to start coding something on Wednesday. If you are on YouTube, the stream is going to end for you. If you are on Twitch, or rather, if you are on YouTube and you want to keep hanging out a bit more, we're going to go and play some video games right now, but that's only on Twitch. If you want to keep hanging out for a bit more, links in the description. Hop over to Twitch and we can play some video games. If not, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you again on Wednesday. Bye. Bye. That's not the mouse.